Well, tell me about the future goals of the fire department. You mentioned ISO ratings can decrease based on the location of fire stations. Do we have plans for new fire stations?
We still have 2 stations to build out of SPLOST 5. The money's been collected and it's not slated yet to begin. That will be relocating Fire Station 3, which was in one of our older stations that Chief Williams referred to in his comments. Still operating that station and been in the same location since 1973. We'll relocate that a little further west to get some of the areas out at the end of Cool Springs Road and Grant Ford Road that's outside 5 miles. And then we'll also build a larger station for our North Battalion headquarters on Mount Vernon Road. When we move Station 3 out west, it opens up a larger area around Shirley Road, Price Road, Indian Hills. There's already some areas there that's outside 5 miles, but when we relocate 3, it opens up a larger area. Once we do those 2 stations, that's all that's currently slated. We have a master plan to build other stations, but those are not included in any funding streams right now.
So will we be able to get everyone in the county within 5 miles of a fire station?
We will have about 80% of the people when we do Station 3 and 16. There's still some other areas, again, that's part of our master plan that's not funded yet.
With such a rural county, it's hard to get everybody in there.
It is. We've, you know, the county has grown tremendously, and we were kind of playing catch-up since 1999, trying to catch that up, but thank goodness through SPLOST and the past commissions we've been able to catch up.
What are some of your other goals for the fire department?
We want to look at it, response times. ISO addresses mileage. So if you're within 5 miles of a station, then you enjoy that good rating. But there are some areas in the southern part of the county where we run short on ambulances on a day-to-day basis. We want to look back and address some of those call volume areas, and it may be that we reallocate some resources to some of those high call volume areas and just kind of tweak our response areas based on call volume and response times. Through the 911 Center's emergency medical dispatch, we should be able to do that. They can tell us whether a call is an emergency call or a non-emergency call, and then we can put criteria in place to respond those units, emergency or non-emergency, or whether they need a fire truck as a first responder.
What about fighting fires on Lake Lanier? It seems like that would be a unique challenge for the fire services here.
Huge challenge. We've asked a couple of times for funding with grants and other funding streams, and we've not been successful, but we're still striving. We have tremendous areas on the lake. Of course, we have a couple of marinas, and one is the world's largest floating inland marina right here on Lake Lanier. Some of those docks that are so long, by the time we stretch our hose to the end of the dock and fill those up with water, our fire trucks are out of water. So it poses a tremendous hazard and a tremendous danger in fighting those fires. One dock at Aqualand Marina that's full of houseboats, we had a fire there a few years ago. Luckily the wind was blowing away from the dock and we lost 4 boats. But we calculated the value on that one dock at over $70 million in boats.
Wow.
So we have a huge potential there, and we don't have the capability to extinguish that. But we're working on it. We're working with some of the marinas to try to fund a fireboat, either through Lake Lanier Association, Lake Lanier homeowners, or grant funding. We have a boat that we'd like to purchase that would be a fireboat and ambulance transport type boat.
Sounds like that might be a good investment considering the value of all those houseboats.
It is, and that was just one dock, and we haven't calculated the total value, but it's outrageous.
What other improvements would you like to see in the next, say, 10 years?
Right now our personnel are a little down, and that's just an economic turn down.
Yeah, we're all a little short.
We're all pinching pennies and tightening budgets, and I like to think that we're doing our part to do that, and our people have been great to look after the dollars and cents and turn lights off and try to save every bit. But I'd like to get our personnel census back up to where it should be. You mentioned, Chief Williams mentioned they started with one person on the truck and built it up to 3 people, and that's what the standard is 3 personnel on a truck. Today we're running 2 on the fire truck, so we want to get that back up for better service for our citizens, but more importantly, safety of our firefighters.
Sounds like we've got some improvements to make, but I think you guys are doing a terrific job with what you've got right now.
Well, and that's the people. We have great personnel at the fire department that really care and want to do the right thing. And it's an honor to be associated with those folks. And I think both chiefs actually mentioned that in their interview, that you can have nice trucks, you can have nice stations, and it all boils down to the people. We do have nice stations, we do have nice equipment, but it does boil down to the people. We have some wonderful people here.
Well, thank you for joining us today, Chief. We
Thanks
appreciate
for having
it.
me.
Thank you. Well, we've heard today about Hall County Fire Services and the history that we've seen over the last 40 years. We've heard from all the chiefs that the people are the #1 thing that make a difference in our fire services. We can have all the trucks in the world, but it's the quality of the personnel that really make a difference. If you would like more information about Hall County Fire Services, please visit us online at hallcountyfire.org. Thank you for watching. For TV 18 and Hall County Connection, I'm Nikki Young.
You're watching TV 18, the government channel for Gainesville and Hall County.